Today,
we talking about Schoolboy Q.
And this entire episode is about Schoolboy Q. Mm-hmm. He has 3 records. So Blueslides, Back in Love, and Yeern 101 that are newer records for his album that's coming out. And you got more on that, right?
Schoolboy Q's 6th studio album released from TDE, distributed by Interscope Blue Lips, is coming to us on March 1st. Highly excited about this album and wanted to do a deep dive into all of the things that all the music Schoolboy's been releasing.
Yeah, so we're going to just kind of listen. We're going to talk about these songs, how we feel about them, and maybe what our anticipated thoughts about the album based off of listening to these 3 tracks. I think we should start with the beginning, which is Schoolboy Q's new record called Blueslides. So that's Blueslides by Schoolboy Q. Mm-hmm. Off the upcoming album, Blue Lips. What you think?
See, this is the Schoolboy bag that I love the most because it's introspective, like taking a stance, giving us the POV Schoolboy, where I feel like, when he said lost a homie to drugs, he may have been talking about Mac, but could also be talking about somebody else.
Blueslides, though. Blueslide Park.
Oh!
So this feels like it's about Mac. I'm speculating, but
I think it's really dope how he emotionally connects to all of these things. You can tell from the music he's a very driven person, but that would stop anybody.
Yeah.
In their tracks in that way because of how close they were and the fact that it's, they were doing the same kind of things together. I just think it was a perfect introduction. Like the sample, that jazzy sample, it's just so TDE in a way of like, we were talking about this off air. Like the West Coast, I love in terms of them. I love West Coast lyricists. But when I think about lyricism, I think about TDE. I think about the game.
The old game.
Clear distinction.
Elderly game.
I think about the old game or Jesus Piece game.
If it's old game, is it like board game?
No, it's like NES,
Yeah.
Got to reset the cartridge kind of thing. Even though we've learned that didn't work.
It worked.
So I always think about that, and I think they fit that mold, and I really think that this is it's gonna be a dope album.
I want to talk about a little bit more about his lyrics, right? So, what helped me kind of reinforce this theory that like this is about Mac is that he said he's inside, right? He said he's stuck inside, and he's not really wanting to come out, and that to me feels like he's dealing with the loss. He's dealing with the grieving process.
Survivor's remorse.
Right. That could be it too. And so I think this is a perfect encapsulation of that relationship. The lyrics are kind of confirming it, and Genius is some contributors on Genius also say the same thing. So we're gonna go to the next record, Schoolboy Q's Back in Love featuring Devin Malik. We'll listen, we'll give our thoughts, even share what we think about the lyrics and go from there. Let's go ahead and take a listen. All right, so that one was Back in Love featuring Devin Malik. I feel like Schoolboy Q has gotten increasingly better with his rap performances over time. I think he is comfortable in his own lyricism, and I think that Q is also more thought out with his bars and his diction. There just seems to be a lot more mental clarity here when it comes to Q, and maybe that because he's a golfer now. You know what I mean? He's out there, honing in on his golf skills, and his mental state feels like it's all well connected.
Yeah, and I think it's focused. I think that a lot of his albums are always focused and always have this feel to them, but it's just a whole new level. I even noticed like the cinematography of each of their videos, which their videos have always been introspective or done things that are like pushing the boundaries of what a movie can be. They all feel like kind of like either John Singleton kind of styled films, or they feel like a little not too much Wes Anderson, but they have this directors like it feels like they're making a movie kind of thing. Mm-hmm. This to me is like growing to the epitome of like, it's a simple video, but there are so many things that they do in these videos. In Blueslides, there was a moment where there was like this slight glare on his shades that was intentional because he turned that way again and there was no shine or anything, but it was so like meticulous in every step of every frame, in the way that they're going about these videos. And I just think that there's something magical brewing. I
think we'll hear it in Yeern as well. He's also meticulous in his rhymes.
Yes.
The mixing. Like, I'm not really remarking on the mixing techniques, but shout out to the engineer regardless. Mm-hmm. In Yeern, you'll hear how precise every syllable is. Who knows what the process is to get there? Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter because the final result is what you hear. But it's nice to see Schoolboy Q be this authentic, mm-hmm. be this him, and be this clear as well. So the last one we're going to listen to is Yeern 101. We'll remark about it, and then we will kind of give what our thoughts about this album may be, like where we think he's going with this concept. So you talked about all the videos. One thing that I noticed is that he has been part of the art direction on all of these pieces. So from the trailers to the music videos to all of the imagery, he's been directing his work.
And it's been very consistent. Like the blue lip sign is in all three of the videos. Mm-hmm. We always talk about like how he signs his. I don't know if he signed it, but he signs.
He's always been a graffiti artist, right? Yeah, and so that comes through on all of his records.
This one was my favorite. Whenever a beat drops like that, Schoolboy about to go.
Yeah,
it's like. And he keeps a beat like this, I think, probably on each one of the albums. I think on a Crash Talk, it would have been like Num Num Juice.
Yeah. I'm glad he mentioned the baby.
Yeah.
He said it's like Kurt. This did give off some the baby vibes, but he didn't go in that direction.
Yep.
Which I'm happy about.
But overall direction, man, like he has his mind set. To me, this is one of those early Grammy nomination albums for me. This just feels good, bro. I mean, I've always enjoyed the diversity of TDE, but especially how each member brings out their unique flair. Ab-Soul's lyricism is probably the best to me. Kendrick's overall thought process when he was TDE was what I most enjoyed. It's just like, how are you going to explain the world? And Schoolboy's basically like the Frank Sinatra of Crip gangster rap to me.
That messes up my brain.
Does it?
It does. It does. It's like I started buffering right there. I think what I like about this is that he takes a new approach lyrically. He feels nonstop. It feels energetic. It feels like it's running towards a direction, and it feels like it doesn't need a hook, but it's still that vibe where you wanna like you really want to rock with this.
You just keep going. You don't even realize that there isn't a chorus. Not in the traditional sense, because you just rock with the song, and it just feels like he goes in from start to finish. And that's exciting, man. That's like really gets that lyrical brain going of like, this album is going to be dope, man. These songs ain't even that long. Like, it's a 18 track album, but I don't think it's gonna feel like that.
The Kurt thing is sort of a double entendre. I didn't read into this the right way. He's talking about the Ferrari 488, and he's gonna glide like Kurt Russell in Escape from LA. And so I think that seems like a kind of a Freudian type of thing, right? You hear this beat and you think about Lil Baby, you think about Kurt being his name, and then this happens in your lyrics. So I feel like that came out through the ether.
But overall, I'm really excited for this project. I think it's going to be dope. I cannot wait to listen to all of it and potentially do a review on it if you guys would like that. But make sure you put all of that down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Appreciate each and every one of you that tunes into this music. Some of you are wondering why we not bigger, because we need you to tell people that this is some dope content.
That's not true on me.
Cuz tripping. We will see you guys in the next piece. A 1 and a 2 and a peace.
Go home.
Oh.
Call me cuz.